Greetings and welcome to the Introduction to Astronomy. In this week's Astronomy of Other Cultures, we are going to continue our study of Muslim astronomy and talk about al-Rahman al-Sufi and his contributions to astronomy. So let's go ahead and get started. So what do we know about al-Rahman al-Sufi? Well, he lived from 903 to 986 and worked on astronomy in Persia. And some of his work that he did included the earliest recorded observation of the Andromeda Galaxy. Now, the Andromeda Galaxy is visible to the naked eye. However, it's not easy to see and to recognize as a galaxy, or at least to recognize as something other than just an individual star. So, he was the first to record it as kind of a fuzzy patch in the sky. Now, of course, there's probably lots of people who saw it before, but in many cases, the person who records it first ends up getting the credit for it. Now, he also worked on the astrolabe and described many different uses for the astrolabe in astronomy as well as on other topics. But the thing he is best known for is his Book of Fixed Stars. And that was his major work published in 964, which actually describes 48 constellations and ties them in to Ptolemy's constellations. So the constellation Ptolemy gave us in the Almagest are redone here, and the Muslim constellations are then linked to Ptolemy's, and in addition, corrections are made for precession. Now, precession is the slow wobble of the Earth's axis, and that causes the positioning of stars within the coordinate system to slowly change. Now, it's not noticeable to the average person over any typical time frame, but even when we're trying to make accurate observations or precisely point a telescope, we need to take precession into account and know what epoch the coordinates apply to, and then make adjustments to the current one to correct for precession. So al-Rahman al-Sufi is one who did this to actually compare and link that Ptolemy's constellations with those of the Muslim world. He's also well known for increasing the precision of measurements of the magnitudes of stars and the positions of stars. So the magnitude, how bright the stars are in the sky, and the positions, where they are located. So again, we're still all pre-telescopic here, and in fact, most of this series will be before the advent of the telescope. So everything here is done with the naked eye, is done with things like using other instruments like astrolabes for calculations, using quadrants for measurements, and accurately determining positions in the sky. And astronomers were able to very well do that, get very accurate positions, considering the equipment that they were using at this time. So let's go ahead and finish up here with our summary. And what we've looked at today was the astronomer al-Rahman al-Sufi, who lived from about 903 to 986. And wrote the Book of Fixed Stars, and also cataloged and compared the Greek and Muslim constellations. So the Greek ones given by Ptolemy, as well as the traditional Muslim constellations, and compared those two. So that concludes this discussion on the astronomer al-Rahman al-Sufi. We'll be back again next week to talk about another astronomer of the Muslim world. So until then, have a great day, everyone, and I will see you in class.